Good, happy Saturday evening. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Saturday evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Saturday evening, so let's get started right now. First up, we begin with some breaking news that we got into our newsroom not too long ago. Santa's Village worker seriously injured after falling from amusement ride platform. A worker at Santa's Village was seriously injured after falling from an amusement ride platform, officials said. The New Hampshire Fire Marshal's office said the initial investigation indicated the 51-year-old man fell off a platform while a roller coaster was in motion. The worker suffered serious injuries and was taken to an area hospital for treatment, officials said. Tramway and amusement ride safety investigators are responding to inspect the ride and continue investigating the incident, the fire marshal's office said. All amusement rides in the state must be inspected by the Division of Fire Safety at least once a year and registered prior to operating, officials said. Each ride that passes inspection must have a regulation decal affected on the ride and visible to the public. Santa Village General Manager told News 9 that the employee was injured while operating the ride and they are reviewing the incident and working with proper authorities. And we will keep you updated if we get any more information into our newsroom. New Hampshire man arrested after allegedly placing hidden camera in bathroom. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Whoa, sorry, you probably didn't catch all that. Glad you can see, Fidium is fast. How fast? 2 gig download and upload fast. But we know speed isn't everything. That's why we also offer whole home Wi-Fi connectivity, an easy-to-use app, and so much more. Plus, Fidium eliminates data caps, gimmicks, and hidden fees. Finally, there's internet that's flexible, friendlier, faster for you. Yeah, you, and whatever you do.
New this morning, a New Hampshire man is facing several felony charges after he allegedly placed a hidden camera inside a public family bathroom. The Sanibel Police Department in Florida says the device was discovered inside a fake fire alarm in late July. Through the course of the investigation, police learned several people were recorded. Detectives obtained an arrest warrant for 58-year-old Dana Allen Caruso. Officials say Caruso was arrested at Chicago O'Hare Airport last week and is awaiting extradition back to Florida.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Two people jump from second floor building during fire in Concord, officials say. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Whoa, sorry, you probably didn't catch all that. Well, as you can see, Fidium is fast. How fast? 2 gig download and upload fast. But we know speed isn't everything. That's why we also offer whole home.
We are staying on top of breaking news out of the state's capital city this morning. The Concord Fire Department investigating a 3-alarm fire on Rumford Street. Officials say the fire was reported shortly after midnight. Crews were on the scene until about 4:30 here. One firefighter and an occupant of this home were taken to the hospital. The cause of the blaze is under investigation.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New Hampshire lottery website back online after experiencing cyber attack. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Whoa, sorry, you probably didn't catch all that. Well, as you can see, Fidium is fast.
The New Hampshire Lottery says its website is back online with new security features after it was hit with a cyber attack yesterday. The lottery says the attack on the hosting provider led to a pop-up ad or banner that tried to get users to download and install a file.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Man seriously injured after early morning shooting in downtown Concord, police say. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Whoa, sorry, you probably didn't catch all that. Well, as you can see, Fidium is fast. How fast? 2 gig download and upload fast. But
In Concord this morning, a man is in the hospital with life-threatening injuries after a shooting at Eagle Square. Concord police say this happened around 1 a.m. at the intersection of Main and Capitol Streets. They believe all the people involved knew one another. No word yet on any arrests. The events leading up to the shooting remain under investigation.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. The long-awaited opening of a new Market Basket supermarket in North Concord. Let's take a listen to that video from Riley King from the Riley King Network. Hello everyone, we are live here at the Market Basket in Concord, New Hampshire. The new Concord Market Basket that opened up yesterday. They built it and they came. The long-awaited opening of a new Market Basket supermarket in North Concord on Friday brought a bunch of shoppers who packed the parking lot soon after the store opened at 7 a.m. The crush was expected to be so intense that Market Basket employees were called in from as far as Massachusetts to help with the launch yesterday with the grand opening. The supermarket, which is located off exit 17 of Interstate 93 at a new shopping plaza called Merchants Way, includes more amenities than Concord's other 2 Market Basket stores, like a sit-down cafe with Wi-Fi, a large section of prepared and ready-to-go eat food, and however, the biggest thing that sets this store apart from the other two Concord spaces is at 81,000 square feet. The new store is 2/3 bigger than the Market Basket at Fort Eddy and nearly triple the size of the one on Stores Street in Concord, New Hampshire. And it is so cool inside. If you live around this part of Concord, New Hampshire, you should go and check it out. Lots of stuff. The shelves are stocked, so you don't need to worry about that, everyone. Reporting live here outside the New Market Basket in Concord, New Hampshire, I'm Riley King, reporting for the Riley King Network. Goodbye. Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. The Sky Show returns in Manchester, New Hampshire. Let's take a listen to that video from reporter Jimmy James.
Good afternoon, this is Jimmy James, reporter for Riley King Network, reporting for the weather from beautiful Manchester, New Hampshire. Right on the Merrimack, with nice painting and stairs. We are at Bedford, where the Sky Show is back, courtesy of Chaos Kindness. Band playing, food vendors, plenty of food. Come on down. God bless you all. And we got Ben over here, Griffin on the camera, and God bless. Back to you, Riley.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And there'll be fireworks later on this evening at the Sky Show. Cool, cool, cool. Fed chairman warns of economic pain ahead of interest hikes. Let's take a listen to that video from NBC News.
This morning, new fears about the state of the economy, a day after the Fed chairman said he'll do whatever it takes to slow down inflation.
Price stability is the responsibility of the Federal Reserve and serves as the bedrock of our economy.
But a warning that the road to lower prices may be rocky.
While higher interest rates, slower growth, and softer labor market conditions will bring down inflation, they will also bring some pain to households and businesses.
Jerome Powell's highly anticipated speech comes amid early signs that inflation may have peaked. A key gauge shows price increases slowed in July. But the current index is still far from the central bank's goal of 2%, paving the way for a fourth interest rate hike in a row next month. The Fed's promise of forceful and rapid action spooking Wall Street. The Dow tumbling more than 1,000 points Friday.
We can expect to see probably more volatility until we have a sense of how long these interest rate hikes will last and when they'll finally stop.
Experts say another rate hike would make credit card, home, and car loans more expensive. Are you concerned about interest rates going up?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
A blow for New Yorker Andrew Civarelli, who needs to borrow money for an SUV he hopes to buy before the winter.
It's terrible. Every time I walk into a dealership, my stomach turns.
In similar pain for potential homebuyer Eric Burlingame.
Goes to my head is like, well, what's going to happen? Am I going to have two roommates to be able to afford a place?
Americans facing difficult choices and an uncertain economic future.
And one silver lining in all of this, when interest rates rise, so do savings rates. So now is a good time to shop around and identify high interest savings accounts so that you can better build your emergency, your backup funds. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, Americans holding on to those small pieces of good news right now. Emily, thank you for that.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. What are the key revelations in the redacted Mar-a-Lago affidavit? Let's take a listen to that video from NBC News.
We want to bring in Ken Delaney, and he is NBC's Justice and Intelligence correspondent. Ken, you've been looking at this, speaking to the investigators who are associated with events like this. Walk us through what we can glean from what we've seen here. What are the key revelations in these documents?
So, guys, one of the most significant revelations came not from the affidavit, but from the memo the DOJ filed to justify the redactions. That talked about a significant number of civilian witnesses. And what that tells us is the FBI is talking to a lot of people here, and some of them appear to have had inside information because the affidavit shows us the FBI knew exactly where to look for some of these documents. Also significant is the mention in the affidavit of obstruction of justice. They expected to find evidence of obstruction at Mar-a-Lago. And then lastly, we had new insight into just how extraordinarily sensitive some of the documents were that were found in January at Mar-a-Lago.
Well, let me follow up with you on that point. How sensitive were the documents, and what could the national security implications be, Ken?
Wow. Kristen, there are secrets and there are secrets, and these documents suggest that they were some of the most closely guarded secrets in the U.S. government. What jumped out at me is this term, human control systems. That refers to human source reporting, often a report of a CIA interview with an overseas source. Those documents usually don't leave the CIA, but I'm told that occasionally briefers will present them to a president during a daily brief to underscore a piece of intelligence. The idea that that was outside a secure vault, and other notations were for signals intelligence, that's intercepts of communications by the National Security Agency. No foreign, which means it's so sensitive it can't be shared with even our closest allies. These are the kind of documents that don't leave secure facilities, and the idea that it was sitting in a golf club is unimaginable.
The DOJ didn't want any of this shared initially. They agreed to some of these redacted items being shared. The judge went along with that. So where do we go from here? What's next, and what is the likelihood that anybody, perhaps the former president, is charged with a crime?
So obviously there's a lot we still don't know here, and it's, as president, Trump was entitled to this material, but it's now clear that he was on notice, first by the National Archives and the DOJ, that he shouldn't have this stuff, and he should give it back. And then there's also this factor of obstruction, which we know very little about. Of all the many legal threats facing Donald Trump at this moment, this one seems to be the most dangerous.
Yeah, and underscoring lives could have been at risk with this material.
Oh, absolutely. And particularly CIA sources, those are the most closely guarded secrets.
All right. Ken Delaney, and thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Redacted affidavit gives new details in FBI's Mar-a-Lago warrant. Let's take a listen to that video from NBC News.
This morning, the Department of Justice offering new insight into why the FBI seized highly classified documents from Mar-a-Lago on August 8th, revealing in a heavily redacted copy of the affidavit authorizing the search that an earlier review of material the former president took from the White House contained information that could cause exceptionally grave damage to the national security. 15 boxes were returned by Mr. Trump to the National Archives in January, 14 of them containing classified information. 184 documents had classification markings, including 67 marked confidential, 92 labeled secret, and 25 identified as top secret. Some prompting concern they could compromise clandestine human sources, according to the document. In outlining the reasons for executing August's unprecedented search, the government believed there was probable cause to find additional classified documents containing sensitive national defense information. The affidavit stating there was probable cause to believe that evidence of obstruction will be found. No charges have been filed. The affidavit, with entire sections blacked out, detailing for the first time that a significant number of civilian witnesses are involved in the ongoing investigation. The former president firing back Friday, taking aim at the redactions and the Florida judge who signed off on the affidavit, saying he should never have allowed the break-in of my home. President Biden, when asked about the national security risks, deferred to the DOJ, but maintained there are instances when a commander-in-chief can properly take classified material from the White House, telling Peter,
I have in my home a cabined-off space that is completely secure. I'm taking home with me today today's PDD. It's locked. I have a person with me, military with me. I read it, I lock it back up, and give it to the military.
The Senate Intelligence Committee quickly called for a damage assessment of any national security threats posed by the alleged mishandling of information. And meanwhile, former President Trump responded overnight to a judge's request to elaborate on his desire for a so-called special master to oversee the evidence recovered from Mar-a-Lago, all in an attempt to stop the Justice Department from continuing to review the material. Kristen and Peter.
A number of legal angles unfolding overnight. Monica Alba at the White House for us. Monica, thank you.
Thanks for one.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Thank you for tuning in and watching this edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Have a great evening. Good night and goodbye.